Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our marketing program's online information session. Um, we do want to take the time today to thank you for joining us on this rainy day to learn more about our marketing programs. My name is Shima El Khalil, and I'm an information specialist here at McMaster Continuing Education. I have my colleague Chris Rotolo, who is a program manager for the marketing programs with us at McMaster Continuing Education, and we will be walking through our presentation with you today. I'm Both Chris and I will be presenting information that you guys can take away with you when determining your programs of interest and areas of study. Chris has a number of years of experience within this field, so he's a valuable resource and will be able to share all insight from the marketing management position for you joining us today. Before we get started, as always, I do want to take a moment to read our land acknowledgement. McMaster University recognizes and acknowledges that it is located on the traditional territories of the Mississauga and Haudenosaunee nations within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. Today, we will be going over a few of our most popular programs here, including digital marketing, project management, full stack development, creative, critical, and design thinking, as well as our essential programs, Learning for Professionals. And as you can see here, you'll learn to be your own influencer with our skill up and stand out in marketing and communications.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Chris Rotolo. I am a current PM and former instructor with McMaster Continuing Ed, PM being program manager. So I manage several programs. I'm going to talk to you about the ones that I manage today, the first of which is our digital marketing program. So let's start with a dive into this one. This is probably one of the programs I'm most proud of. It's actually in my 20 years in education. This is probably the most cutting edge program that we have, or that Canada, when I say we, I mean, it's probably the most cutting edge program in Canada when it comes to digital marketing. We finished revising it this year. It includes everything from appropriate use of AI and content marketing to cutting edge marketing evaluation techniques and stuff like that. We have a true, like I'm sure everybody says, we have these experienced industry folk teaching. We have an amazing selection of instructors here. We have instructors that were part of developing and delivering the Canadian Marketing Association's certification. We have our content marketing teacher is a regular speaker across a number of well-known organizations around how to use AI and content marketing. We've got contents of some of our courses that just aren't in other marketing courses yet, right? That's how McMaster has a competitive advantage around how we approach course development. That means that new things that happen in the industry make it into our programs rather quickly. So when we launched our digital marketing certificate, this was really differentiated as being quite a strategic focus program. And a lot of the participants we had in the program were existing intermediate marketing professionals. Now, this wasn't too long ago, 5 to 7 years ago, you were considered a cutting edge marketer if you were spending 5 or 10% of your budget on digital. Now, the of all marketing spend, I think 87% of all marketing spend is digital now. So, so those marketing professionals who were starting or taking over digital marketing programs who needed the high level strategy education, they've largely done that. They wouldn't be in those roles at this point without a thorough understanding of digital already. And we find ourselves with a student demographic that's younger, sometimes undergraduate, and a lot of entrepreneurs, and they're looking for more diverse and experiential learning opportunities. So our digital marketing program addresses this need with the recent revisions that we made, where we've enriched both the content and the evaluation methods to ensure that people completing this 5-course certificate have career-ready skills that they can apply immediately. We've added in moving away from these senior marketers, we've retained the strategic elements of our program, but we've added in like third-party practical credentials like Google, HubSpot, and other third-party credentials. We've added in experiential learning where, you know, for several courses you're working with real clients. We have a advanced simulation that helps you master digital advertising, and all of these things enhance employability in the marketing field as you know, positions in marketing in general have stayed kind of stagnant. We've seen significantly more growth in digital and mobile marketing. So there are lots of great courses to choose from within the digital marketing program that will discuss digital marketing strategy, search engine optimization, digital advertising, or even how to analyze that digital data. So what you'll learn in the digital marketing program would be the latest, and I mean latest, digital marketing trends, applications, platforms, best practices. Our revision this year included the, as I said, the use of generative AI in content generation, for example. You'll learn how to utilize marketing theories and tools to create data-driven strategies, and you'll discover the latest techniques and practices in all aspects of digital marketing, including social, search engine, display, and other emerging platforms. So, for example, you'll learn successful search engine marketing optimization tactics. You'll learn creative content strategies. But I can't stress enough, this is all data driven. You'll learn effective digital data metrics and measurement. So as you see here on the slide, we offer a 100% online certificate in digital marketing. The certificate program requires you to complete 5 core courses. There are so many great courses in this program. They're all pretty amazing. Pretty proud to be associated with the people who developed and deliver them. And they cover that range of strategy, content, search engine work, right? Just to name a few. Our instructors are experts. They currently work in the field. They're recognized experts in their specific niche in the field. So all around, nothing but great experiences I've heard. Graduates from the digital marketing certificate are entitled to enter the Associate Certified Marketing Management Professional Program, which is a certification from the International Institute of Marketing Professionals. So looking at like trends and experience in the program, there was a time when the advertising industry was growing 8% year over year. Overall, the industry is somewhat stagnant, with all the growth confined to digital. In other words, the digital marketing industry is growing, and there's a demand for talent there, right? There's a demand for education from students as well, particularly related to social media, where a lot of people have interest, and we're able to satisfy that demand. Okay, Rachel here whose testimonial we have here has said, for people considering a McMaster continuing education course, I would tell them to take it. The instructors and courses are up to date to industry standards and very knowledgeable. I was lucky enough to teach Rachel in 2 separate programs in continuing education. So I think, you know, that kind of speaks to what her experience was. This was not a quote that we solicited. This was an unsolicited social media post from a student who ended up, as I said, ended up doing 2 programs with us, or at least that's it so far. You can see a range of the skills that I've discussed that we cover in this program, and you can see a range of jobs that are available depending on your interest and your skill set. Now, in relation to our marketing program, here you'll learn, so marketing is, you know, the 4 Ps. We mostly think of promotion, we mostly think of advertising when we think of marketing, but that covers product, pricing, distribution, and such. In our marketing program, you'll learn these things here. how to leverage research to, address consumer needs, STP, so segmentation, targeting, positioning, how to develop marketing plans, how to do that full process from vision to implementation of your marketing, grounding it in market research, buyer behavior, um, and metrics and data. We've also recently launched new electives in this program, including one called Social Media Strategy and Management. And this examines effective social media strategies and technologies, and how to reach, engage, and influence social media users. It's a really cool program, or a really cool course I hope you'll check out. But the program overall is in the middle of a redevelopment similar to the one we did with digital marketing. So, we're bringing in the most recent evidence-based best practices driven by research. So, for example, you look a lot of institutions would do things like market research and consumer behavior, pretty consistent and traditional way that it's been done for 20 or 30 years. But a lot of those theories are grounded in psychology, which is the theory of the individual, right? And we have sociology, the theory of groups and how groups act, that makes a much better grounding in how we look at research and consumer decision theories, et cetera. So, that's one way that we're revising things, but our whole program is being built from the ground up. We will be, to my understanding, the first continuing education department to offer instruction in media planning and buying, which is the fastest growing area within the marketing industry. So it's already a pretty great program that's going to be a whole lot better as we implement a similarly cutting edge marketing program, which has already begun, is in process. Right. So in this program, as you see on the slide here, an overview of the marketing program at McMaster. All of our programs are done in part, all of our academic programs are done in partnership with the faculty. In this case for marketing, that's the DeGroote School of Business, which means not only can you get a continuing ed certificate or diploma in what you're studying, but they're academic credit courses. So should you pursue a degree, you may be able to get academic credit for relevant courses. And so we do that to help professionals gain and enhance their in-demand skills as we're used to, in this case, to help you succeed in the marketing profession, but to give you more options. In our marketing program, there are 3 marketing pathways to choose from. You can pursue a certificate in marketing, which right now requires only 5 courses. You can add a few more courses and receive a diploma, or you can go all the way and get a diploma in marketing with a digital marketing concentration. And in that way, get the best of both our marketing and digital marketing programs. As with our digital marketing program, this program is offered entirely 100% online, so it meets your needs, schedule, and learning preferences. That online format includes weekly readings, facilitated discussions, multimedia content to learn from, and an opportunity to interact with your classmates and instructors. By completing any of these 3 marketing programs, you'll receive a diploma or certificate from McMaster University Continuing Education. In addition to this, we offer competitive advantage where students who pursue a diploma in marketing have the option to complete their electives with that digital marketing concentration. And then finally, as you see here, graduates from either the marketing diploma program or marketing diploma with a digital marketing concentration are entitled to enter 2 different certifications, right? There's the Associate CMMP program for international certification, and we've just recently partnered with the Canadian Marketing Association, where anybody completing one of those marketing diplomas is fast-tracked for a certified marketer designation with the CMA, which is probably Canada's most widely recognized marketing association. And so if any of this interests you, you can learn more about this program and the course offerings by visiting our website. Finally, we have the Full Stack program. So the Full Stack program is the newest of these three programs. It teaches the core knowledge and in-demand skills to become a full stack developer for websites and online content. You can do this in months if you want to. Full stack development courses are offered again in that flexible online format. So you can review the course content when it's most convenient for you and have the opportunity for discussion or webinars in some weeks, right? What you'll learn through our full stack program, it largely falls into three buckets related to user interface and user experience, front-end development, what we used to call web development, and back-end development, which is like that coordination with databases and such. And you can see some specific examples listed here. Training within the full stack program is provided across those three disciplines that I mentioned, right? UX, UI design, front-end website development, and back-end server development and applications. You can choose to do a certificate in either of those three. Each of those three disciplines has 3 courses associated with it, and the completion of which provides you with a certificate. If you do all 3 courses in all 3 certificates, so if you do 9 courses total, which are the full 9 courses within the full stack program, then you can receive a diploma in full stack development. To learn more about how these break out, you can visit our full stack development page, as there's some exciting opportunities here. Again, students have had a positive experience. This is it's a very interesting program that we have here. We have a mix of people that have been in, like our instructor pool is a mix of people who have been around since like DARPANET and the birth and development of the internet to, you know, kind of self-trained, more hackery types. But we have an awesome selection of instructors here. We're very lucky because this is, you know, a more technical program than our other programs. And so while you're not necessarily learning to become a software developer, we do touch a bit on some of those skills. Right? And of course, there is a wide range jobs available related to full stack development and in a range of skills that are developed to make you suitable for those jobs. You can see some of those listed here. At this point, thank you for hearing about my programs, and I'm gonna pass you back to Shima.
Thank you for taking the time to join us today, Chris. So our project management program is a program that's very popular here at McMaster Continuing Education. In the 4 years that I've been here, I've noticed that this program has consistently always been full. Our project management program allows students to learn transferable skills and open doors to new industries. So within this program, what students can expect to learn is how to build complete project plans, scope, cost, and scheduling documents. You'll also learn effective management, leadership, and communication strategies. You'll also be able to project execution and team coordination approaches, tools, and best practices. So something that Chris highlighted during his portion of the presentation is that a lot of our instructors have real-world industry experience. And you'll see that throughout our project management program as well, that the instructors who will be guiding our students through this program also do have experience within project management and will be able to provide you with in-depth knowledge and experience in the field from their own personal past relevant work experience. With our project management program, you can expect to learn skills from PMP certified instructors. So with our project management program, we have one stream of completion, which allows students to complete their certificate of completion in an online format. Students interested in this program will be required to complete a total of three 10-week courses. Upon successful completion of these courses, you will earn your digital micro-credential. As I've stated, our courses are taught by PMP certified instructors. And you'll see on our website, we list our course options as well, which include the Project Management Fundamentals course, our Leadership and Communications in Project Management, as well as Technical Implementation and Project Management. So as a good rule of thumb for everybody who's new to the field of project management or anybody who's looking to take our program, I would highly recommend that you start off with the Project Management Fundamentals course, only because it operates as a really good starting point for the remaining courses that you will learn in this program. So did you know that the PMI's talent gap report suggests the global economy will need 25 million new project management professionals by 2030? So for those who are looking to enter the field of project management, now is your time through taking our courses. And you'll see here that we have a quote from Zoran, who stated that he was able to gain new skills that he's able to apply on the job. I will also say in my experience as well, I've been to job fairs where I've had students run into us and tell us that their project management program is by far the best program that they have taken to learn these skills. So this is something worth considering if you're interested in. And as you can see here, one thing we've done is we've illustrated the top job titles and fields. You can see in Canada, we have a unique job postings of about 4,200 positions with about 1,600 diverse employers. The top locations for these for project management careers will be Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal, and Ottawa. And you can see the different employers as well as top skills and top job titles that you will be able to work and train towards. So as we segue here to our Creative, Critical, and Design Thinking program, this is a program that I do think that anybody, regardless of the field that they're in, can benefit from. So with the Creative, Critical, and Design Thinking program, you will learn how to examine principles and models of creative, critical, and design thinking to effectively solve problems for users and stakeholders. You will learn how to execute innovative strategies in relation to problems in complex situations. You will reflect on meaningfully communicating your experiences of creating, problem solving, and designing. Finally, you'll recognize how to identify, participate in, and support communities of practice committed to sustainable change. What's really excellent about this is, as I've stated, you'll be able to take this program alongside any of your existing career. If you're working in banking or if you're working in teaching, you'll be able to take this program alongside that and develop your skills. With the Creative, Critical, and Design Thinking program, we do offer a certificate of professional learning in an online format consisting of 3 courses. So you'll see the course options listed for you below. As a good rule of thumb for anybody attending this presentation today, I always encourage everybody to go over on our website and take a look at our course outlines page. Before you enroll in our courses, it's really good to download these course outlines, review them, and see what some of the objectives that you'll be expected to learn within the course are. You'll see who's instructing the course that you're interested in and just get a better insight. So that's a great place to start if you're interested in learning more about these course options. So we also do offer an essentials program. Essentials is one of those Essentials is one of those programs that teaches individuals both soft and hard skills that you'll need for everyday workplaces. Honestly, I would recommend Essentials courses to every single person who says that they have a job, because you will learn things like how to deal with conflict at work, how to manage your team, how to deal with conflict or difficult coworkers. So through this program, you'll be equipped with strategies for effective management, remote work efficiency, improved decision making, managing a workload, and improving your well-being. You'll learn how to express yourself clearly and with confidence. You'll learn how to deal with difficult people and the art of active listening. You will also learn effectively applying emotional intelligence to better understand, manage, and leverage emotions to deal with conflict, stress, and relate to others more effectively. You'll learn how to achieve optimum productivity and harmony in the workplace and much more. What's really great about Essentials is it teaches those soft skills that are kind of hard to acquire, such as communication and confidence. But you'll find through this program, you'll be able to hone in and refine those skills, making you more competitive in your workplace and giving you more of an advantage as you move forward in your career. Our Essentials program will allow students to earn their digital certificate of completion upon successful completion of courses. You'll see because this program is a lot more interactive, we offer it in a virtual classroom format. Now, the intention of the virtual classroom format is to mimic an in-style lecture where there's many in-course components to foster your learning. You'll see with this program, we have half day as well as 1 and 2 day course options. For your review, we have 6 essential streams that are rooted in business, communication, innovation, leadership, productivity, and team management. So you'll see here at McMaster Continuing Education, we do offer corporate training as well. So we do provide skill gap solutions for managers and team leaders who are looking to keep their employees competitive by upskilling them regularly. You'll see that we are dedicated to exceptional service. From consultation to completion, you can expect outstanding support. So I just want to take a minute and expand on this for everybody here. A very common question that we do receive is, well, because your courses are offered remotely, will I be able to get in contact with my instructor? And the answer is yes. We make sure that we connect with our students on a regular basis. We are here and dedicated to helping you from when you start your program to when you complete your program. If at any point in time you need assistance, you're more than welcome to reach out to either your instructor, the information specialist team, or the program directly for additional support. You'll see here that we tailor courses led by field experts to meet your organization's need, but we also engage with assessments and offer real-world applications for you too. So we're not just throwing theory at you, we're also teaching about why it relates to the real world and how you can apply it to your day-to-day life. There's also more areas of interest that we will talk about in subsequent presentations, and some that we've covered today, including change management. We've talked about project management, and we have a presentation tomorrow coming up where we'll talk about human resources and many more programs.
Shima, could I just add to something that you mentioned on the previous slide, just based on looking at some of the questions from students?
Yes, absolutely.
Um, so you talked about the real world application. So I spoken when I was speaking about one of the things that makes McMaster Continuing Ed unique is we've got this course development process that allows us to revise, create courses at a much faster pace than other people do because of, typical academic administration and stuff.
Yes.
Um, Certainly a strong point that we have, but and we have that because we go back like 100 years in terms of bringing knowledge into the community itself, right? Whereas in the past, it was, the university was the bastion of education, and then continuing ed was at the time called extension, and we would try to bring what we were learning on the campus out into the real world. And so it's very much been part of our mission, part of our values that, the stuff that we're doing is practical and meaningful. And so when you speak about real world applications, that's another one of our key um, priorities, part of our mission, which is what we're teaching you is not theory, it's applicable theory. And even the evaluation we do is always not about like there is obviously some checking of understanding, there's the odd quiz, but it's a lot more about, are you able to do this task, are you able to use that skill? Every decision that we make about how we develop our programs is about creating career ready skills. And what we mean when we say that is something that you could then start doing day one or week one in your job based on what you've learned from us.
Absolutely. And I'm so
Thank you
glad
for
that you
allowing
did.
the interruption.
No, it's not an interruption. It's actually very much needed to kind of emphasize what it is that we're saying. So yes, thank you for sharing that, Chris. You'll also see here that we do offer, we've talked a little bit about micro credentials, and what these are digitally shareable credentials that you can add onto your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and share with your employers. And it will outline some of the skills that you've attained through your time with us at MCE in your respective program. You'll see here that we also do have flexible online learning. So you'll be able to learn at your own pace based on your lifestyle and schedule. So for most of the courses that we've discussed today, they are offered in an online format, which emphasizes asynchronous learning. There's no set time to log in, but you will move through the program as a cohort with set start dates, end dates, and due dates for assignments. Like Chris said, you'll get real-world hands-on experience from best-in-class instructors. And you'll see that some of our more popular programs include Microsoft Excel and much more. So we did have a few questions here about funding. So off the bat, McMaster continuing education programs are not eligible for OSAP. However, we do understand that students do need some assistance with supporting their studies. As you can see here, we have the MAPS bursary for academic credit courses. So for students interested in the MAPS bursary, you would just have to make sure that you are enrolling in a course that is worth 3 units. Again, our department does not do the assessment for the bursary. You would have to enroll in your courses and then submit an application for the bursary. I encourage everybody to take a look at government funding options. So we have Better Jobs Ontario, the Canada Ontario Job Grant, which work to fund studies for individuals who are looking to return back to school. So if you are interested in Better Jobs Ontario, as well as the Canada Ontario Job Grant, I would encourage you to reach out to an employment counselor within your respective city to begin the process of this. We can support you through creating a letter to submit for your application. Finally, we do have windmill microloan lending, which is a great incentive for skilled immigrants and refugees. You're also welcome to ask your employers about funding options. Many employers do offer tuition assistance programs that are available to you, as well as any student loans or lines of credit. So registration for our courses is very easy. All of the courses that we've talked about today are open enrollment. So what that means is there's no formal application process. You'll just simply add the courses to cart and proceed to check out. You'll see that once you check out, you'll be redirected to our system that will ask you for things such as your demographic information, your date of birth, your place of employment. You'll go through the prompts to check out. Please note that payment is due at the time of registration to ensure your seat in the course. I've had many students come to us and say, I registered for my course, but then it turns out that they didn't pay at the time of enrollment, so they weren't registered. If you have any questions regarding registration, you're more than welcome to reach out to us using our continuing education website, the contact us form, and we can walk you through this process as well. So we do have some frequently asked questions here that I'd like to take a moment to review. So we have the how do I begin my course? Students who successfully register in our course and make payment for their courses will be issued their MAC ID credentials 48 hours after enrollment. You'll be able to access the Avenue to Learn program, the Avenue to Learn, sorry, learning platform where your courses will be hosted. So in Avenue to Learn, you'll be able to contact your instructor, upload your assignments, view your readings for the week. This is where your courses, the learning host is held. Most of our programs, as we've discussed, are open enrollment. You'll just add courses to cart and check out. So for all of our programs and all of our courses at McMaster Continuing Education, students do not pay for the program at once. They pay on a course by course basis. Now the course cost will vary. So just to use project management as an example, for students interested in the project management courses, there are 3 courses to complete. Each course costs $819. If you are a new student, you'll just pay the one-time Mac ID activation fee of $39, and you will be required to purchase textbooks as well for this course. The duration of the program does vary from course to course. So project management, like I said, will require you to complete only 3 courses. A digital marketing is 5 courses. Marketing can vary anywhere from 8 to 9 courses. So this really just does vary upon the program that you're interested in. Now, if you go to our website and you see certain courses showing as unavailable, all that means is we're not offering it for the term. So if you see the course and it looks like it's grayed out, it means that it won't be offered for the winter 2025 term. But you're welcome to go and toggle over to the schedule tab and see if the course will be offered in the spring 2025 term. Normally, I can safely say if a course is not offered for the winter 2025 term, it likely will be offered for the spring term. And if not, then probably for the following fall term.
Almost certainly the former there, as the person who does the scheduling for my programs, just based on the full range. Like you look at marketing, we have a ton of courses in marketing. So, it's not feasible to offer all of them all the time. So core courses are almost always offered every semester. And then for a lot of the other courses, they'll alternate. So that like you could, if it's not offered in winter, almost always 98% of the time you're going to be able to take it in the spring.
Yep. So we just do that to ensure that students do have access to the full range of courses, because we do know that you want to complete your studies in an appropriate time duration.
And just to build on that, we do that in a way so that you can pace it. Some people, for like a 5 course certificate like digital marketing, might want to do 3 courses one semester and 2 courses the next semester and be done in 2 semesters. Other people might want to do it over 3 semesters or even 5. So they're designed that way. To Asin's question, there are seldom hard prerequisites for the program, things that you must have, or a required order. Almost always they're what we might call soft prerequisites or recommendations. So we'll almost always in any of the programs suggest you take like the 101 course or whatever that first course is, within your first semester, even if you're doing other courses, like maybe you decided that you can manage 2 or 3 courses in a semester. We'll almost always recommend you do the first course as part of your first semester. But using digital marketing or marketing as an example, if you have some experience, maybe you worked in marketing for 2 years, that isn't always going to be a hard prerequisite or a requirement. But for most programs, we would recommend you do the first course first and the other courses as available.
Thank you, Chris. So I do want to thank everybody for reaching out and spending time with us today. Thank you so much. I'm going to give everybody about 10 minutes back in their day. Stay warm, stay safe, and we wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. You're more than welcome to reach out to us at any point in time. Take care, everybody.